Hey guys, Bolt here, and welcome to the first ever Freedom Friday. I already have something to talk about because this was something that I really wished I had editing skill for, because I really wanted to react to this when it came out. But there is a channel known as Foximations. Let me go ahead and pull it up. And go ahead and show you Foximations. They have 3 horror videos, which are like right here. Basically, this one's about Red Riding Hood. Actually, no. Oh, these aren't by views. So this one right here is the Red Riding Hood one. This one is a continuation of the Red Riding Hood one. It's the sequel after everyone else is dead. And then the Three Little Pigs, which is technically a continuation of these two, but it has a different character base. Anyways, basically, this is straight up very similar to early Walton Files. And before, like, if Foxymation ever sees this and is like, oh, no, well, I'm sorry, but this is the first shot I walk into any animation. And this really reminds me of a certain other Walton Files episode, which, not that well known. I'm not trying to flame them. I'm just making jokey and all that here. Here we go. But it really reminds me of the Mysterious House, the Pumpkin Rabbit's first episode. If it can hurry up. Here we go. Alright, so this is Mysterious House. The moon looks very similar in style. The classic cartoon kind of vibe going on. But anyway, so it's very Walton Files inspired, especially the wolf, which we'll get into. But basically, all 3 videos are based on a fairy tale. The first 2 is mostly based on Red Riding Hood. In the fairy tale, Red Riding Hood is given, medicine or food to go get to her grandmother late at night for some reason. Well, I think it's not at night. I think it's normally just period. So I think most times in like a book, they show her doing it during the morning, which makes more sense. The stupid mother, which, this right here is everyone's reaction to what her mother says. It's like, go to your grandma's, which is quite a few, minutes away at night when you're just a little girl, just, are you serious, Mom? Just, this person. Bring candies to her. Of all things, bring candies to your sickly grandma. Maybe she means, cough drops and stuff. But anyways, it's just she sends her daughter out. In the story, she runs into the wolf. The wolf takes the information, goes, depending on the story, it's either he eats the grandma or he stuffs her into the closet. And then when Red comes by, the family-friendly version is the closet, and he takes the candies from her. But in the, it's not, I don't know if it's German, but, the German horror version is just, he just eats the grandma. When Red gets there, eats her. And then, at the end of both stories, the lumberjack or the huntsman comes in, runs the wolf away, or kills the wolf. And in, the German, I think he saves both the grandma and Red by cutting the stomach open and retrieving them, which you can't do that because most things eat within bits, which means both Grandma and Red would have been cut into pieces and eaten. But in this one, the wolf doesn't worry about eating them. He just wants to murder. So same as the normal, hey, your grandma's sick, take this stuff to her. But in this one, it's at night. Red comes across a bunch of horror scenes, which I'm not going to show because even though it should be fine, it's just a bunch of dead critters. We're pulling some Sonic.exe shit here, folks. But anyways, she comes across the dead animals. The dead animals are like, the wolf is here. He will kill you. Run away. And it's weird. Why animals are talking, and it's a point in the second video, but in the first one it mentions the whole reason for Red Riding Hood's story is don't talk to strangers. And we see you see the wolf approaching Red in that scene, but Red is doing the normal, comes across dead animals, sees the wolf. And the wolf weirdly doesn't attack right away. Hold on. He seems pretty friendly when he comes up and, tries to introduce him, tries to be friendly with Red, which is weird based on the other events that happened through this trilogy of videos. And it's weird that it's just, he's pretty friendly until and then he learns about the grandma and he goes straight demonic. And this is straight up like a Mandela catalog face, or like an early Walton Files distorted face. Wrong thing. And then hold on. Stupid ads. I really need to get an ad blocker. He hightails it to Grandma's right afterwards. To try to get there before Red. And normally, this is where he tries to get the sweets or he straight up eats Grandma. But in this one, Grandma opens the door, which it's kind of dumb. Even my Nan, even when things were half decent in the world, you look out the window to see who's at the door. You try to look through a peephole, to make sure you're just not opening the door to some random stranger you don't know. But she just opens the door thinking it's Red and dies. And it starts showing supernatural elements that the spirits of the fallen, of the wolf, try to warn others of him. And the wolf, again, finds Red. And it's very hard to see, but in the top right corner is the wolf again. He finds her yet again. And this time he tries to lure her in again, but his intentions are coming off pretty badly. She runs to Granny's house. He finds out that she's in there pretty quickly. And she tries to run for Grandma, but he's using her as a meat puppet. And uses her to lure her in. This gets him a chance to kill Red, and at the end he kills her, and she supernaturally tries to warn the mother, which I'm confused on how the wolf finds out about the mother, but because he's got murderous intent, he finds the mother by the end. But at the end of that video, let's see, for about, oh wow, okay, so it was 2 months ago that came out. Almost a month ago they released the sequel, and we didn't know what happened to the mother, but what is it? Oh, within the first 10 seconds, it shows her fate, completely broken neck. We get to see like him ripped out parts of Red, scratch the hell out of the grandma, and the supernatural elements try to contact the huntsman. If you kind of, like I was saying it when I was explaining the fairy tale, to save Red and Granny from either their sweets getting taken in the friendly version or them getting eaten, the huntsman / lumberjack comes in to save them, and we meet, I think it is Hans? No. This is giving me my mind going. But we meet Hansel, who is the huntsman, and that is Hansel and Gretel, which is, their story is two little children. I think they get, their father marries a woman, the woman doesn't care for them, so she forces the father to leave them in the woods, and them kind of having a sense of what's happening. They leave breadcrumbs, but because of the birds, the breadcrumbs are eaten. They lose their place in the woods, and they come across the candy house, which turns out to be the house of a witch. And she basically, she entraps Gretel, the girl, and she keeps like pushing the Hansel to keep eating until he gets his fill, and then she was gonna cook him and eat him, but they pick up on it. They trick her into like checking out the oven, which has them trap her in the oven to get cooked herself. And they get away, get back home. But anyways, it looks like this guy is like a normal guy. He's told about the deaths. He's mentioned about a wolf. He doesn't know the understanding. He finds the dead animals. He comes across one that talks like the last time, but this time he mentions that animals, just like in real life, aren't supposed to talk. So he thinks he's, getting delusional. And it's like I was saying, when Granny died, she tried to warn Red, and Red tried to warn her mom when they died, and they all combinedly trying to reach out to Hansel to kill the wolf. And I think that's what the talking animals for, is just, this is a victim that's trying to reach out to Hansel and was reaching out to Red. Beware of the wolf. And in the sequel, we try to get into how is this supernatural working, and it sounds like when the wolf kills someone, he takes their soul, and until the wolf is killed, they are entrapped, and they're kind of like locked into this like horrific like a position in life. They try to warn him that the wolf is trailing him. Well, hold on, I should probably do that so you can see it better. But he finds, I think, is the mother's house. He finds the mother's house. She left a note about the wolf. And he he's actually a decent shot and was able to let a shot off. I have to do this quick. He's able to get the wolf's eye, and he's able to get some shots in on him, but the wolf like messes with him, and like cuts into his face, cuts into his nose. His shots they're making dents in his body, and like it's noticeable that yes, bullets affect him, but it's not stopping him like he thought he would. Come on. And then he's able to run. He runs to the grannies. He tries to barricade himself, but the wolf actually thinks not goodly, smart, and breaks into the windows. Hansel finds Red and Granny. And just like with Red, he uses Granny as a meat puppet to lure in Hansel, and basically using the supernatural, he messes with Hansel for one last time. You couldn't save these people. You could have. And he just like, oh, let me just use your face like Play-Doh, and just completely like rips him around and makes him into something unrecognizable. And then the supernatural spirits that are locked with the wolf basically taunt him that you should have saved us, and now that you failed to kill the wolf and free us, you are now stuck here with us. And the wolf claims him as his. And I think that is the end of that one. Moving on to the Three Little Pigs, just like Bunny Farm. So Bolton Files 3 was Bunny Farm, the video game that had commentary from Sophie. This one is a Three Little Pigs game with like a point and click adventure. And let's go over the fairy tale of this one, which is basically three brother pigs are making their own houses. One makes one of straw, one makes one of sticks, one makes one of brick. The straw and the stick, they get their house blown down by the big bad wolf. I'll huff, I'll puff, I'll blow your house down. They both retreat to one another's house until they get to the brick house. And because it's a brick house, the big bad wolf can't blow it down. And in the German telling of the story, he tries to go down the chimney. But in that, he ends up burning alive. And trying to think. And that's kind of about it. It's just like the more effort you put into it, the more safer you're gonna be. Think smarter. That kind of thing. And for the most part, it tells the tale like it should, kind of showing off like some classic Disney. Like this is straight up like a Disney look for the characters, and I believe that's probably what I'll look it up after this episode. And they actually bring the big bad wolf into this art style. Well, the big bad wolf is the same wolf that was from Red Riding Hood's horrors, and it looks like Gretel. Hansel's shots are still on him, so he doesn't regenerate or anything. So his eye is still gone, and you can see one of the bullet holes in his chest. So he's not impenetrable. But the wolf is still at play, out for murder, his normal things. Come on. Freaking ads. You know, the pig with the straw house makes it. it turns to night. He gets into his house. The wolf appears. He knocks, says, "Hey, I'll be your friend. I won't destroy your house." He said, the pig literally says, "I don't want to," and then just the wolf is like, "All right," just knocks down the freaking door and just like, "All right." Hold on. Yeah, it just breaks down the door. Just, I gave you a choice. I had to break down your house. This is your fault, man. It's so stupid. It's just like, can they come in? No. You were saying? It's funny. But it's just like, I think, with Hansel and Red, he just starts to rip and tear into the poor little pig. He moves on to the second brother who has the house of sticks. And it, I'm trying to remember, a lot of commercials recently to play games and other things, like tutorials on piano and all that, they fail before making someone else come in and make it look good. There was a lot of horrors that recently, like, with Bunny Farm, actually. With Bunny Farm, there is the Bunzo Boozoo section, the Boozoo, the ringleader character. He does, like, spot the difference and match up the cards. And she messes up a few times before revealing a horror image of Charles, the spirit in Boozoo. In this one, they click the hey, like, alright, here, I'll show you. Alright, what house is this pig trying to do? And this is the one with the sticks. And they try to do the hey, and it shows Hansel from the second one. So his spirit is trying to do what Red and Granny were trying to do and, like, warn this pig about it. So in the first part with the straw house pig, the moon was smiling. But by the time it's time for the stick house pig, let me go ahead and find it. The moon ain't so happy no more. Which is kind of weird. Just like with the first video, he uses Granny as a meat puppet to try to lure Red in. And with this one, he uses the brother from the straw house as a he replicates his voice to try to get in, but because he's not going to be stupid, because he feels like something is wrong, he asks for him to show himself in the window, and the wolf just, like, dangles his decapitated brother's head in front of the window, and he just breaks through the window, and I'm thinking, see, he spams, like, that your brother is dead, while killing the second one, and it looks like either, so two things happened here. Hold on, no, he got in. So either through the death of his brother, he makes it, he does the How to Tie a Noose song and follows through. Or he's strung up by the wolf, most likely. But there's a chance he could have, after learning of his brother's death, done it himself. But I think that is a thing. I'm trying not to show this too much, for like 2 seconds. In that it says, you pause it, but in that it says, I want to see my brother, where is he? And it's weird because with the rest of the spirits from the other things, it looks like they can interact. So that's what I think while he still was pushed to do so by the wolf, and that's why his soul still remains in this like limbo, but I think he's not like the rest of the spirits able to communicate with everyone, so he has somewhat of a comfort to have with his brother who got killed by the wolf. But I think being forced to how to tie a noose, I think that's what made it to where I think he's got a different afterlife from the others, because he committed a different act. And then we get to the Brickhouse brother, and basically the spirits finally, for some way, none of the other people like Elston, like with the animals, telling Red and Hansel about the wolf, like with all the other spirits, like, Red doesn't take Granny's supernatural warning. The mother doesn't take Red's warning. Hansel, he only sees the animal. He doesn't take any of the people. It's weird how he just shows up. And they say he could have saved them, but it's weird. It's confusing. But for once, when the spirits reach out to the Brickhouse brother, he is told that he is the last hope, and to save them all and like release them from this this purgatory, they're told to burn himself, burn the house, and burn the wolf. And he actually freaking listens. So during the game section, when you go through it and choose the house, it shows the brothers in the straw in the stick house, but instead of just going right in, he tells you, where's the gasoline? Which means he's heard the other victims, and he finds a lighter. And then actually, returning back to the moon looks pretty awful. The night was young and happy and comforting. Then it's like, oh no. And it's kind of like that Mr. Incredible meme when things like, what's going on? But like finally you get put in. He knows about the wolf knocking. He gets the house ready to burn. He lets him in. And like, unlike the other two brothers, he lets him in. But this is so, hey, you think you got me and you're, I'm going to be an easy victim. He's like, nope, you're in a trap. Burns it. Lights it on a blaze. And just like a Springtrap movement, he's burning to death. Hold on. Trying to get this. This movement reminds me of like Bond in Pain with like the blood and all that. Insane Bond. Like a lot of images are flashing in the background and he's just jittering about. That's why I think this is very Walton Files inspired. And then we start going through the souls. We see the mother, we see riding, we see a weird update to Granny. Hold on. Okay, I'm sorry. I had to pause. Right here. That's weird. Like, I really shouldn't be showing this to kind of like avoid everything else. But like the grandmother was like slumped over, bloody, ripped apart and all that. looks like an actual victim. This one just looks like she smells something. It was like that. What was it called? The Sunday episode, from SpongeBob. Just like the not at all, boy. After smelling something pretty bad. And then we see the three little pigs. Weirdly, the brick pig, the bricked up pig, he looks almost as bad as the others, but it's weird that he may have been ripped apart. I don't know. Did he? It doesn't show him getting ripped apart like the rest. I think just burning to death is what made him so. And finally, the wolf dies with the souls completely released. And then we meet a new spirit in his overalls. This is a new spirit. This has got his face, like in the earlier part of that first episode. I showed you the, when, he learns about the granny, he goes from, "Hi, I'm a simple boy. Hi." So there's a grandma involved. Just a, "Hey, my dear." Just the wide eyes, the smile. Just pulling my smile tapes face. Just the. Anyways, didn't want to do that. And basically the spirit is saying he's been corrupted. The witch did this. He wanted a happy ending. But he's going to hell for his actions. But he says he doesn't regret killing anyone, and he likes the idea of killing them. Wait. So at the very end, I could probably show this. So after him saying and explaining that his soul was corrupted, and originally he wanted a good ending and wanted revenge for a witch, but he, going to hell for his actions, saying he doesn't regret what he did. But then he starts talking to Gretel. So, like I said, the huntsman was Hansel. So, going into it a little bit, go after the witch and free your brother. Come on. Hansel's soul is not saved like the others, which is confusing. It's very confusing. So Hansel is confirmed to be Hansel and Gretel. So her brother is killed in the second video. Hansel is from that fairy tale. And Gretel seems to be what's going to be the protag for part 4. To free her brother's soul from this. Which is weird. Because, even though the wolf is dead, the wolf is not the reason for his damnation. Let's see here. He fades away. Everyone says they can finally rest. The three little pigs, the family. But once the everything is burnt to a crisp and the wolf is laying there, we see this dress, which I believe is going to be our witch, which kind of weird. It means that she is probably going to look like kind of how the wolf looked. Was like he looked pretty cartoonish, pretty friendly when we first see him, but once we see the witch, she'll probably look pretty, and then just as soon as she changes, it'll turn into a Paranormal Activity. Anyways, so that's about it for this video. So basically, we're getting a whole fairy tale universe based on analog horror, and we're getting to see this like witchcraft. And I believe someone said in the comments of either a video on this or a video on one of the people I've seen react to. Let's see if I can find it. Apparently in like old lore, like old witchcraft, is that a witch can turn into a werewolf, and then she can also curse someone with the curse of a werewolf. So kind of like, I will turn you into a frog. And this one, it sounds like the child whose soul was corrupted, who became the wolf, is actually a werewolf. And he was cursed by this witch, and because of this, like trying to go for redemption, ends up getting his soul cursed, corrupted, and hell appointed. Um, um, but yeah, I'm really hoping by the time part 4 comes out that I can start editing and getting better stuff going. Because I'd really like to properly react to part 4. Because even though this is not the greatest of the analogs shows I watch, way better than I can do right now. I should probably start learning from people on this style, because I can definitely, with this style, do something. But anyways, I'll see you guys in the next one. Like I said, on Monday, starting next week, we'll be doing Mystery Mondays, and then if I have content, we'll be doing Wacky Wednesdays and Freedom Fridays. So if anything comes out that is relative, I'll be doing Freedom Friday, like I did today. And then if anything I watched that I feel like could have some views or some interest, we'll do a Wacky Wednesday. I know I really want to start getting into this. There's another mystery game, Adventure Escape Mysteries. It's a point and click adventure. I'd really like to play that every now and again. But anyways, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.